Okay, dude. So this video is going to be on the chapter 1 of physics, which is matter. Yes. So what I have done this time is that I have written down all the questions for you. Yes, and I'm going to explain you from this only. Yes. So you're not studying anything from the book. You're all studying from these. Okay, these 7 questions. So I read the first 3 pages of the chapter matter, and from that I've got these 7 questions, and you guys are learning these 7 questions only. Yes. So this chapter is about matter. Now before I start explaining the questions, I would like to explain something else. For example, when you see a wall, yes, when you see a big wall like this, you guys know that it is made up of bricks. Yes or no? You guys know that it is made up of small bricks like this. Yes. For example, this one is a brick, this one is a brick, this one is also a brick, this one, this one, and then so what is this brick? This brick is what you call building block. This brick is what you call building block of the wall. Yes or no? Because this brick is helping in building the wall. Yes or no? You call it building block of the wall. Yes or no? Understood? So whenever you look at a brick, okay, so we are done with the wall. You know that the wall is made up of bricks. Okay, but whenever you look at a single piece of brick, do you guys ever wonder that what is this brick made up of? Yes, let's look at one thing. This is one single brick, one single piece of brick. Yes, do you guys ever wonder that what is this made up of? This is also made up of small particles in between. Okay, this is also made up of small. Yes, so this brick is also made up of small particles. What are these small particles? These small particles are called atoms. Okay, so just like bricks are building blocks of a wall, what are atoms? Atoms are building blocks of a brick. Okay, so not just a brick, atoms are present in each and every substance around you. Yes, be it water, be it air, yes, be it the book from which you study, the pages of the book. Yes, suppose imagine this is the page of the book from which you are studying. This page is also made up of small atoms. Understood? This page is also made up of small atoms. And everything around you is made up of atoms. Yes. But before that, the first question. So now you understand the concept of atoms and everything. Yes. Now we will jump to the first question, which is what is matter? Yes. What is matter? Let's read the definition. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. It can be seen, touched, smelt, heard, and tasted. Okay. So first thing which we get to know is that matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. For example, the page of the book. Yes, the page of the book from which you are studying, does that occupy space? If you keep it on a table, will it occupy space? The answer is yes. If you keep it on a table, it will occupy space. Does it have mass? Means does it have atoms and everything inside it? Yes, it has atoms and atoms inside it. Yes or no? Yes. So this is what you call matter. Anything which occupies space and has atoms inside it, and has mass means and has atoms inside it. Yes, you call it matter. Okay, it can be touched. Sorry, it can be seen. Yes, you can see the page of a book. It can be touched. You can touch the page of a book. It can be smelt. You can smell the page of a book. When a new book comes to your house, it smells very nice. Yes, it can be smelt. It can be heard. When you turn the pages of a book, do you hear the sound? When you turn the pages of a book, you are able to hear the sound of that. Yes or no? And it can be tasted. So even a piece of paper can be tasted. Yes, But here tasted also refers to the food and everything. Food is also matter only. Yes, because that is also made up of atoms. Understood? So this was the definition of matter. Now we come to the next question, which asks, according to ancient Indian philosophers, what is matter made up of? Yes. So what you are studying right now, the subject's name is physics. Yes or no? The name of the subject is physics, and this subject is not completely perfect. Yes, it is not completely perfect. What do I mean by not completely perfect? Not. Okay, not completely perfect. What do I mean by not completely perfect? Like what you are studying in this book is not 100% correct. Understood? Maybe after 50 years the definition of matter will change. Understood? Just like that, we haven't started studying physics 5 years back. We have been studying physics for hundreds of years. We have been studying physics for hundreds of years. So 100 years ago, so imagine that this is the timeline. Yes, this is 2020. Sorry. So this point is suppose 2020, and this is suppose 1000 years back. 1000 years back means what? 1020. Yes or no? So 1000 years back, the idea which we had about physics, what we knew about physics, yes, that wasn't completely right. We have kept on improving on it. Yes, we have kept on improving on it. Yes, understood? So 1000 years, so hundreds of years back, who studied physics? Indian philosophers. Yes, these were the guys who studied physics hundreds of years ago. Yes, Indian philosophers were the guys who studied physics hundreds of years ago. So what did they say? According to them, matter was not made up of atoms. Yes, according to them, if you would have given them a brick, they wouldn't say that it is made up of atoms. What would they say? They would say that it is made up of, what is it made up of? It is made up of air, water, earth, sky and fire. Okay, so they didn't know the concept of this atoms and everything. Yes, they just knew this concept that everything around them is made up of either air or water or earth or sky or fire, or a combination of all of these. Understood? So the question is, according to ancient Indian philosophers, what is matter made up of? So according to ancient Indian philosophers, matter is made up of air, water, earth, sky and fire. Okay, now we get to the definition of atom. What is atom? Matter is made up of tiny particles called atom. Anything around you, a brick or a piece of paper or anything, it is made up of small particles like this. Yes or no? These small particles is what you call atom. Okay, now let's get to what are molecules. Molecules are the combination of atoms of the same kind or atoms of different kind. So it is not necessary, yes, it is not necessary that, okay, so suppose you have three kinds of atoms. One is the red colored atom, another one is the blue colored atom, another one is the green colored atom. Yes, so it is not necessary that a brick, suppose a brick will be made up of only one colored atom, which is red. It is not necessary that it will be red everywhere. Understood? It can be that it is a combination of red, blue and green. Yes, red, blue and green, red, blue and green. It can be a combination of different types of atoms as well. Now this combination which they make, which atoms of different kinds make, this is what you call molecules. Okay, so molecules are nothing but a group of atoms. Okay, a group of atoms together, you call them a molecule. Okay, so molecules are a combination of atoms of the same kind or atoms of different kinds. It is a group of atoms, either they are of the same kind, yes, or maybe they are of different kinds. Yes, or maybe they are of different kinds. Understood? Next we move on to characteristics of particles of matter. What are the features? If you look at them, what do you get to see? Number one, they are small in size. They are very small. You won't be able to see them. If you hold a brick in your hand, you won't be able to see the atoms of a brick. Understood? So number one, it is small in size. Number two, they have spaces in between them. Spaces in between them means what? Like this brick which I have drawn. Yes, suppose this is a big brick. It is made up of atoms. You see that there is a space over here. There is a space over here as well. There is a space over here as well. Yes, and there is a space over here as well. Yes, they have spaces in between them. Understood? This is the second characteristic, that they have spaces in between them. What is the third characteristic? They are always in constant random motion. Yes, so what you see over here, these molecules, they are not standing at one particular place. They are constantly vibrating, moving like this. Understood? They are constantly vibrating. Yes, you know what vibrating is. Yes, when your phone is on vibration, how it moves. The phone doesn't change its position. Yes, but it shows a bit of movement. Understood? Standing over there only. Understood? So these atoms are also constantly moving, constantly vibrating over there. Understood? This is the third characteristic. And they always attract each other. Yes, they are always attracting each other. So if you try, like here, if you try to break a brick, will you be able to break a brick easily? No. Why won't you be able to break a brick easily? Because these atoms which you see over here, they are constantly attracting each other. Yes, like if I take out these two atoms, these two atoms like this, you won't be able to separate them. Why? Because they are attracting each other. This atom is attracting this one, and this one is attracting this one. Understood? So this is the fourth characteristic. Next, what is intermolecular space? Just now I said that these atoms, they have spaces in between them. Yes or no? They have spaces in between them. So this is what you call intermolecular space. Yes, the spacing between molecules of matter is called intermolecular space. Next, last question, what is intermolecular attraction? Just now I said that two atoms, they attract each other. Yes, and they attract, this attraction is what you call intermolecular attraction. Yes, if you read out the definition, it will be like, the force of attraction between particles of matter is called intermolecular attraction. Okay, so the force of attraction between particles of matter is called intermolecular attraction. That's it for today.